Okay. Um, so, an update on the work of the Enslaved Description Group. And before I start that introduction, it is important for me to pause for just a moment and give special thanks to the great group of very energetic and dedicated volunteer ranks corp that we have going on in this group. Special thanks to Bernita Reed, Leslie Perilla, Dean Rayberger, Richard Cox, Ethel Hazard, John Dunning, Jody Berkowitz, Mayrelis Loomis Rojas, Laura Hart, Daniel Pitty, and then Dina Herbert, all for their outstanding dedication to this project and the ongoing work in this particular group. So, after a pause at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, the Enslaved Description Group resumed its meetings in spring of 2023. Almost all of the discussions in those meetings revolved around the issue of relationship types currently available in SNAC for describing specific contextual relationships between enslaved persons and those who enslaved them and other corporate bodies and families, all interrelated. But then, of course, the realizing that the relationship types that we have currently in hand in the SNAC editor weren't meeting the demand that we were experiencing in a number of examples that the members of the group routinely brought to the meetings. We had proposed a shorter list of new relationship types to the editorial standards working group in the spring. Examples from that list are enslaved by, purchased by, indentured by, and then some others. During the discussions on a monthly basis, then we used to meet twice a month, and now we were down to once a month recently. We decided that there were clear overlaps between the discussions happening in the Indigenous Description Group. And this led to even more relationship types discussions and a number of amazing ideas that came forward from the group that I just mentioned earlier. We were also working at all times under the understanding that SNAC would eventually technically implement RIC, or the records and context relationships that Betts so expertly displayed and explained in her presentation just now. After meeting every month through the summer, late spring and through the summer, we came to a consensus on the way forward for the Enslaved Description Group, and they are as follows. We are waiting on the implementation of the enslaved description specifications. This is a document put together by this group. I think work even on that started in 2020 and 2021, and the document was solidified in 2022. Though, as we've heard from Susan's presentation, without Joseph Glass, our lead technical developer, those specifications were not implemented in the SNAC editing interface. So we need to wait on those to happen before we can really take any serious descriptive action in SNAC. We're also waiting on the implementation of the control vocabulary functions, also that Betts mentioned earlier. This relates immediately to the implementation of the records and context relationship types in RIC. So for the time being, excuse me, I'm trying to move my presentation bar. Because we don't have these different factors playing in the editing interface in SNAC, the Enslaved Description Group has decided to pause its meetings until we have technical implementation in the future. What we are doing, though, is not stopping the work and not stopping the discussions. The Enslaved Description Group members are now planning to, or at least encouraged to, as much as they can, attend editorial standards working group meetings on a monthly basis to continue the discussions, and hoping that in a broader audience or a broader forum for these discussions, folks who are working on enslaved description can help positively inform policy development for editorial standards in SNAC going forward.